The 7 last words, or 7 last sayings, are the 7 statements attributed to Jesus from the cross, drawn from all 4 Gospels. The devotional focus on the 7 last words became prominent in the late medieval church. This spiritual practice is a liturgical act, not a historical reconstruction, which allows us to contemplate, reflect, and ultimately be changed in the process. Through this practice, you will see that the cross is not the silence of God, but it is where love speaks. I invite you to find a quiet place to reflect, meditate, and pray while I read the 6th saying 3 times. It is finished. It is finished. It is finished. Now, have you ever been involved with some sort of project or had a major life event that was so big that you put a majority, if not all, of your time and energy into it? And then when it was complete, rather than immediately celebrating, you just took a step back and said, it's done, or it is finished. Maybe you said it in disbelief. Maybe you said it quietly, maybe even a little sadly. It is finished. There are 2 distinct places in the biblical story where we hear these words or something very similar, 2 additional places. In Genesis 2, verse 1, at the end of the first creation story, where the author writes, "Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all their multitude." And the second is in Revelation 21, when we hear the creation of the new heaven and the new earth, and the voice of Jesus says, "It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end." Jesus said, "It is finished," as he hung on the cross right before he died. In John's Gospel, this is where Jesus breathed his last. It is finished. This journey to the cross is complete. The mission for which Jesus came to earth, to know what it is to be human, to be the ultimate sacrifice for our sins, to show what love looks like, to show that love wins, it was finished. This is the interlude between God finishing the original creation of the heavens and the earth and the creation of the new heaven and the new earth. It's the end of this part of the story and the beginning of the next. The end of a mission, of a journey. It's not always loud and flashy. Sometimes it is that quiet breath of it is finished. It is finished. In these 3 words, Jesus is triumphant in a quiet way, in a powerful way. Jesus finishes this part of the story so we can begin the next. It is finished. Not God's story and not God's love, because God's story and God's love for us are never finished. They're infinite. Rather, the mission Jesus had to die for us. It is finished. Words of our God who knows that love wins. Words of Jesus that show us it's okay to quietly say, it is finished. When we finish our own journeys, our own battles, it is finished. It's a sigh. It's a breath of relief. It is the word of victory and triumph at the end of a well-fought battle as we await the next chapter, the next part to come. This is the 6th of the last words of Jesus.